Hello to all my ghouls, gays, and theys. My name is EJ Marino, and we have a new Dragula review. I'm jumping into Season 4, Episode 8, Killer Clowns. What a cliffhanger ending. I am flustered, frustrated, and also kind of intrigued by the cliffhanger ending of this episode. But before we get to that, there is a lot more to talk about. We have some really good looks, some heart-to-heart moments with some of our monsters, and also a fun episode that involved a fun floor show, a weird extermination challenge, and a dunk take with Mary Cherry coming back and actually trying to throw shade. Yeah, this was an overall fun, jam-packed episode. Definitely feels like a later in the season type of challenge, where it's a bit quiet at times because there's not too many people in there, none of the drama is too crazy, it's just a chill ride, and I definitely am having a fun time just going through the end of the season. I definitely am looking at Dragula as a whole for Season 4, and definitely think it's a very strong season. So many good monsters, so many fun challenges, and with episodes like this, it's definitely down to have some fun and clown around, no pun intended. So I'm just trying to process this. I am still flustered about the oh my god ending of this episode. Never has a to be continued shook me more. I was just like, oh, this is exactly what's going to happen. Oh my god, what are you doing, Dragula? The Boulets are not playing around this season. From some of the best judging to twist endings like this, I am having a good time with it. Now, let's get into this episode because we have a floor show to talk about. We have some, Mario Kart clown shit to go into. Oh boy, we have a lot. The episode begins with Hoso and Saint arriving into the cauldron and just kind of noting how empty it is, how quiet it is. It's definitely that season, that part of the season where you're like, whoa, we came from this many to now just this many, and they start, trying to figure out who went home, who they think should stay, and they actually have some fair judgments. I agree with, the track record, so Zavaleta was kind of weaker, but they've given similar critiques to Sigourney, so I definitely understood. Oh, I also love that they're like, yeah, Dolly's staying, because of course Dolly's staying. Dolly is a top contender, one of the best on the season, and Dolly walks in, and also, I thought this was a great moment for Dali. They were just really, just honest about this moment, and it was it was so cool to see a more layered performance from Dali, a little bit more heart and soul to their character. I've loved Dali this whole season, but has always felt so strong, so afraid to break down on an emotional level, and this was exactly what I wanted. This maybe is my second favorite Dali moment, other than drinking the drink and going, what the hell is happening here? Like, that was such a funny thing. Yeah, I liked Dolly in this moment. We also have Sigourney walking in, because Sigourney is safe. Zavaleta went home last week, and Sigourney later on in this episode also breaks down as well. We've had these very stern characters with Dolly and Sigourney, and we got to see them kind of break down, open up a little bit, and I was really thankful for that. This was a really fun little intro. We got all of them just hanging out. I think this is a very strong top 4, and you can tell they all have things that they like about each other, maybe some things that they don't like about each other, but overall, I like the bonding. We also find out the challenge is a lot. We have a go-kart clown shenanigans happening. There's a dunk tank later on that helps you figure out who gets the cars, and then you also have to dress up like a clown and present that on the floor show. This is a lot to do, and the monsters are definitely trying to handle it all, and at least they get to have fun this episode. Before they get the keys to their go-karts, which they end up driving later on in the episode, they have a dunk tank challenge with Mary Cherry. Mary comes back in a weird outfit. I don't think it's as bad as they said. It just definitely wasn't as like, oh, that's what you decided to come back and wear in your outfit? Fine, cool. So they have a little dunk tank moment. It doesn't really do anything. There's some shade trying to be thrown by Mary. It doesn't really work. You see a couple of the contestants are not really good at throwing balls. You're good at catching them, but not good at throwing them. Okay.
We are going to pretend we didn't hear that.
So yeah, I liked this challenge. It was cute. It was fun. I wanted them to have more lighter, levity moments in this season, and this was definitely one of them. Dolly wins the challenge and is allowed to hand out the order of the cars. They say they do it fair, and I'm like, sure, Dolly. I don't think anyone had an advantage. Watching that challenge at the end of it, nobody was going to do good. It was going to be hard. Yeah, I liked this little challenge. I liked when they were getting into the almost at the workroom, basically getting in there to figure out what their outfits are, start teasing it. We start seeing that they're a bit stressed. This is a big moment in the season, so you definitely want to bring out your best look, and you have to be clowny. Yeah, this was a challenge for some of them. I think some of them did very well, and I think some of them were a bit flat. I liked the floor show, but I definitely was expecting a bit more from some of them. Inspired by the movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space, though they don't have to be clowns from outer space, the challenge is clowns on the runway, and Dolly comes out first in a very interesting outfit. I instantly got creepy. I instantly got pervert. I saw some of the clown, but I didn't instantly say clown. Then looking at the outfit more, I definitely thought it was a chilling, creepy version of this. The candy corn influence was so weird. The magnifying glass, the attention to detail on this outfit was very good, and it also wasn't an overload of details. We'll talk about Hoso's in a bit, but sometimes you can do too much on an outfit. Yes, it will all look good, but it's hard to kind of pinpoint where I want to look at. With Dolly's look, I knew exactly what I needed to see. I got the vibe, I got the creepiness, I got the little pervy vibe. I thought this was a very strong look. I like the makeup this one. I think the makeup really worked for the clown challenge. Very, very strong showing from Dolly. Definitely could tell this is a top contender for sure. Then we go to Sigourney. I absolutely love Sigourney. I have praised her so well. But girl, what is this? What is this outfit? What are we doing?
What's your sentence for her?
Electric chair.
Basic. This was basic clown stuff. I was expecting so much more. When she was popping the balloons to the actual look, I wanted a bit more. Now, that big orange wig, love that. That was clowny. That was cute. That was exactly what I wanted. But Sigourney definitely messed up on the floor show, tripping up. It just wasn't a strong week for Sigourney. But kind of looking at track record and the whole show, I don't think one really meh week can throw her off. But that Extermination, everyone seems to be going up for Extermination. It's hard. So let's go to Hoso now. I liked Hoso's look. It was inspired by her culture. I understood what she was doing. I liked the reference. I just thought it was cluttered, and I'm glad the judges said that as well. I think every judge ended up having that same note. It was a bit of a lot to look at, and sometimes, like Bob mentions, Bob the Drag Queen was a guest judge this week, when you start doing attention to detail and then miss some details, your eyes go in on that, and I definitely can see where that is. Yeah, I liked Hoso's look. It just wasn't my personal favorite. It's nothing like it was a bad look. I just was like, this is fine. I definitely think Hoso's makeup, though, was perfect for Killer Clown. So killer, so creepy. Now let's move to Saint. Saint was creepy and a clown, but not really killer. I liked that Saint went for a different look compared to everyone else. Everyone else went for like twisted carnival. Saint went for like black and white mime kind of aesthetic. Definitely thought that was interesting, and I loved seeing Saint here. I think Saint's representation still matters, still an important part. Saint and Bob have a really good moment where Bob was just like, I don't want to critique you because you are a black alternative queen, but at the same time, I have to critique you because you are this, and I want you to do better. A very real moment. I think a lot of us struggle with, like, we want to raise up our communities, and we kind of ignore criticism sometimes, and that's not the best. Sometimes you need to be real. Love that moment. Liked Saint's look, don't love Saint's look. Now let's get to the judging. Basically, everything I just said about the outfits is what the Boulets and the judges had to say about their looks. The only little bit of a note here is they still are pinpointing Hoso's lack of maturity or lack of preparedness for a big win like this, or a big moment like this. They kind of call it out in the cauldron, but they also say it here of like, we just don't know if you're ready for the title. You're very good at what you do. You're a strong artist, but this title comes with a bit more. You need to be a bit more mature, at least a bit more prepared. And they show some scenes of Hoso not being completely like prepared with some of the makeup stuff and just little things like that that I think has weighed on the queens, and also the Boulets see the production, it also weighs on them. They have the same complaint about Saint as they have the whole time of like, you need to spice it up a little bit. And Sigourney, they are very honest about her, but they do praise her a bit more than I expected, which was nice. Oh, and Dolly wins the challenge because duh, like, who else was gonna win? This was Dolly's challenge for sure. Yeah, but they all have to go play in the Extermination, which is a goat cart, and there's clowns throwing low pies at them. I think they were the eliminated queens. I liked this little moment. It just okay. I couldn't figure out what was happening though. The edit was strange. I just wasn't able to be like, this is what's happening. And I know that's maybe for the intrigue and the mystery, but I was definitely like, I want to coherent edit. Sometimes the exterminations are so choppy and so crazy just to throw you off on who's doing well, and that was kind of one of the examples here. We also have that weird ending with the marionette dolls, and we get our to be continued because all of them are up for extermination. We kind of get down to a final two. It's like, okay, here's who's going to get eliminated, and then no, they don't. It's a to be continued, and the next week is a reunion episode. Like, oh my goodness, I was shook by the end. Like, legit a good 45 seconds of me going, yeah, I was, oh, this was an ending. This was exactly what it needed to be, but as a viewer, I equally loved it and was frustrated by it. Who do you think is going home on Dragula? Who are the top 3 monsters of this season? Let me know your feelings down in the comments below. I liked this episode. I had a fun, good time, but this ending left me very puzzled, so I want your opinions. What are your feelings? Let me know down in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel because I will be reviewing the end of Dragula and maybe possibly Drag Race if I can deal with it. Oh my god, I hated that Meet the Queens. I try not to talk about it too much on this, but anyways, yeah, let me know what you guys want to see on my channel. Let me know down below. Subscribe, thumbs up, all that jazz, and let's talk about Dragula and this crazy cliffhanger ending down below.